Hi there folks and welcome to the Word Solutions for this week's The Daily Rigger, issue number 179. So in our first story, all the way from the USA, we've got a Texas pair dubbed the world's oldest married couple, and they've got a combined age of a staggering 211 years, and they're about to celebrate their 80th wedding anniversary in December. So John is 1 year older than his wife Charlotte. What are the ages of this lovely couple? Well, what we could do, I mean, there's a few ways you can answer this question, but probably the most straightforward one is that you could divide the combined age by 2 to get an answer of 105.5. So basically 105.5 add 105.5 gives us 211. But if John is 1 year older than his wife, what we can do is we can round up for John. So John's going to be 106, and we can round down for Charlotte. So if Charlotte's 1 year younger, she's going to be 105. And of course, there we have it. We've got two ages, 1 year apart, which add up to give 211. So what a great achievement, guys, and congratulations from all of us at Rigger Maths. So on to our entertainment story. So Disney Plus streaming service is launching in the USA on Tuesday, but the scandal is, of course, is that it's not coming out in the UK yet, and I believe that's because of some deals they've currently got in place with Sky. So they're going to have to wait 142 days after the date of this newspaper before it's launched in the UK, if you're looking to subscribe. So on what date will Disney Plus launch in the UK? Okay, so from the 10th of November, we need 142 days on from that. So there's 20 days left in November, because obviously 30 days is in November. We can add on the 31 for December, add on the 31 for January, and of course 2020 is a leap year because there's going to be an Olympic Games, so we've got to add on 29 for February. Now if we add all them up, because I've got a hunch that's going to be quite close to 142, and it's 111. So what we can do is we can take the 111 away from the 142 days to leave 31 days remaining. So it's going to go 31 days into March, and March of course has 31 days. So the launch date for Disney Plus in the UK is the 31st of March, which is 03, and then of course it will be the year on from this one, so 2020. So I don't know how you Star Wars fans are going to cope without seeing The Mandalorian until then. Well, it's actually Riggerman's birthday on the 29th of March, so that'll make an excellent Christmas present for him. An excellent birthday present for him, should I say. Okay, on to our UK story. So this one seems a bit weird. We've got a fish and chip shop selling battered quality streets all the way through the month of December, just in time for Christmas. So an average 750 gram tub has got 80 sweets, and in an average tub, 1/8 of the sweets are fudges. So how many fudges should you get in a big tub of quality street? Because of course you don't get an equal split between all the chocolates. Well, to find an eighth, we divide by 8. So it's going to be 80 divided by 8, which is 10 fudges. So it then goes on to tell us that 1/10 are coconut eclairs. So we can find a tenth of something by dividing by 10. So there's going to be 8 coconut eclairs per tub. So green triangles, that's 1/16. So 80 divided by 16 is 5. And for the caramel twirls, it tells us 1/20th of them, which is a shame because they're actually my favourite. So we're going to divide by 20 to get an answer of 4 caramel twirls. Now the extension task is going to be a wee bit trickier. What fraction of an average tub is made up of the 8 other chocolate types? Well, in a tub we can write all of these as fractions. So we've got an eighth, add a tenth, add a 16th, and then add a 20th. So what we can do is we can add all of these up first of all. Now you can only add or subtract fractions if they've got the same denominator. So the lowest common multiple of 8, 10, 16 and 20 is 80. So we can change them all to 80ths, and hopefully that's going to be a wee bit easier to work with. So how do we change an eighth into 80ths? Well, of course we times the bottom by 10, which means we've got to times the top by 10 as well to create an equivalent fraction for an eighth, which is 10 over 80. So 10 times 8 is 80. So we can do 1 times 8, and that's going to give us 8 80ths. So 16 goes into 85 times. So if we times top and bottom by 5, that gives us 5 over 80. And we times 20 by 4 to get 80. So multiplying top and bottom by 4, we get the equivalent fraction of 4 over 80. Now that the denominators are the same, all we have to do is add the tops. So 10 plus 8 plus 5 plus 4 gives us 27 over 80. So in other words, 27 over 80 of the whole tub consists of those 4 chocolates. So what about the other 8? Well, we need to take this fraction away from 1 whole tub. So essentially we need to do 1 whole take away 27 over 80. But of course 1 whole can be written as 8/8 too, because 80 divided by 80 is 1, so 1 whole is 80 over 80. And then because the denominators are the same, we just have to take away the tops, and that gives us a final answer of 53 over 80. So I wonder if you managed to get that to work out. Okay, so on to our last story. Nearly 600 kite surfers break Guinness World Record in Brazil for the world's largest parade of kite surfers. So 596 people to be precise. So in geometry, of course, a kite is a quadrilateral whose 4 sides can be grouped into 2 equal pairs of equal length sides that are adjacent to each other. And of course, here's a wee picture of a kite here. And this is in fact the kite that they flew at the end of Mary Poppins. I'm sure there's a song there somewhere, but don't worry, I'm not going to sing it. So the 2 diagonals measure 90 centimetres by 80 centimetres. Calculate the area of the kite. So as it kind of tells you here is the length of, if you know the length of the diagonals, the area of a kite is half the product of the diagonals. So product in maths means times, so we can times the 2 diagonals together, and then it's half of that, so we can divide that by 2. So that's going to give us an answer of 3,600, but of course it's area, we need squared units, so in this case it's going to be centimetres squared. So if you feel like going and flying a kite up to the highest heights, etc., etc. As you can see, we've linked it to a wee family activity on the Disney website where you can actually create your own Mary Poppins kites and go and fly them outside. And best of all, it's the middle of November, so there's going to be plenty of wind for you. But anyway, folks, that was our word solutions to this week's The Daily Rigger. Hope you enjoyed answering these questions. Stay tuned for next week's edition when we're going to be looking at more stories from the news of the week and the numbers behind them. But in the meantime, thanks for watching and bye for now.